visual.
Peace and prosperity. My name is Ashley T Visuals. I want to welcome you all to my channel. I decided to start talking about why now I decided to really go forth with what I want to do. I have 2 degrees. I've been in corporate America for a while, and I don't like it. It's not something that I like to do. I don't necessarily care for it. I was unhappy in corporate America. I can say that. So let me turn the mic down a little bit. And then I just kind of just went for it, decided to do it. Like, this is what I'm going to do. I made my mind up. I feel like when your spirit is tired of the same routine and tired of doing the same thing, then you will essentially, your spirit will tell you, hey, it's time to move, it's time to go, and we got other stuff to do. And I felt like that's what happened with me. And though I'm going to always be reaching for a higher goal, and we may not be where we want to be right now, but to keep the end goal in mind, how would it look like if you were where you wanted to be, right? So I personally, I study a lot of Neville Goddard, or Neville Goddard, however you guys say it, Florence Scovel Shinn, a lot of mystic work. And to those from a religious standpoint might not really believe in the mystic work, but the Bible is a mystic book as well. And it does teach you how to use certain aspects of your mind, and thoughts become things, of course. How to, may ye be renewed by the transforming of your mind, or something like that. So it is a mystic book, and it is magical if you use it the right way. And I've been listening to other podcasters and other channels and other public domain works and these were the early 1900s, and then some. Back then, they didn't have social media and stuff like we do to share the work like we can now. And I'm glad that we have the social media platforms so where we can share the work now and get that out there to people and use it the right way. We all have that power within to change our circumstances if we don't necessarily agree with life. But at some point in time, you did agree with it, because you are a reflection of the inner. So your environment may reflect your inner environment, and your inner environment will reflect that back to you. So it's just a cycle. So if you sometimes have to change scenes or change friends, or just make a change in order to feel the change. And then when you feel the change and your inner conversations change, then surprisingly you will change. One thing that hindered me was caring about others' opinions of me, and that needed to change in order for me to move forward. I can't create from a place of, I wonder if they're going to like it. I wonder what they will say about me. That ain't none of my business. It really isn't. When I create what I love, and I become that magnet of love, I will attract the love. I am the love. Like, so if I love what I do and I'm expressing that to the world, those who resonate or vibrate on that same frequency will understand where I'm coming from. They will match my vibe. You are what you attract, right? So if you're not happy and you're not attracting wealth and success, then that is who you are, and that's your limiting beliefs. So we have to change the way we think. And one thing I had to change was caring so much about what other people thought, because of the vast majority of the world is I don't want to call them minute minded, but they have limiting beliefs, and they will tell you how to think or what you can think based off of what they know how to think, and that's not right. One tip I had, and I did this for myself: do what you have to do to be free, right? And what I mean by that is, I have to meditate. I have to visualize in the morning. I have to affirm. Sometimes I stretch while I'm in deep thought and repetition. I'll write what I want down, and I'll keep writing it down. But I write it down as if I'm already touching it. I have it already. So, and I get in the mood and I can create, but I gotta be able to raise my vibration by doing those things. And then I'm free to create, and I really don't care about opinions of other people once I get in that mode. And then from there, I let things flow, right? If I impregnate my subconscious mind with what I want, then I let the natural events occur from there. So as Neville Goddard would say, you can impregnate your subconscious mind, but once a woman is pregnant, there's nothing you can do after the pregnancy. What can you do? You can't do anything but wait, but you can nurture yourself. Know that you are pregnant and just maintain a healthy state of mind, because how you think is affecting the baby as they grow, and they catch all your feelings. So the same thing, when you impregnate your subconscious mind with a thought or something that you want, from there, you already put it out to the universe. So from there, there's nothing you can really do but wait for that thing to manifest, but nurture your thoughts in a positive way. Take care of your mind. Take care of your thoughts. You want to be the best-selling producer, no problem. It just knows when it's not coming right away. Some stuff may come right away depending on how your belief is. Do you have to work up the faith or work up the belief? It may take a while. And some stuff may manifest instantly. But most of the time, it's going to take time, especially if you're training your mind to become what you want it to become. And remember, society doesn't matter. We can be in it and not of it. Meaning, we can be who we want to be in a society of beings who aren't where they want to be and who they want to be. Yes, you're going to be an eyeball. You may be talked about, but you can be who you want to be, and it doesn't matter the age either. A lot of times in the music industry, they tend to, like, after like a certain age, like mid-20s, they throw people to the curb, yo. And like, in your mid-20s, you don't know you don't know anything. So you have to live life a little bit, go through some things. Like, my 20s was kind of rough a little bit, and so, you know, it is what it is. It's a story, and it's helping me still to this day figure out who I want to be and where I want to go. And as far as like my musical experience, you know, I used to let people listen to my music and they'll tell me, oh, you can't do this, you can't release that, you know what I mean, you're not there yet. Who are you to tell me I'm not there yet? Especially if you're not an A&R, like, you know what I mean? And I would let different folks' opinions of me keep me from really doing what I wanted to do. I may get discouraged and put it down, and it's like I was like in a race with other people to get to the finish line, and now like I'm running my own race. I'm doing what I want to do when I want to do it, right? Now you do set limits and well, not limits, like goals and time frames for which you want to finish stuff, because you don't want it to linger on forever. You do want to challenge yourself, but I'm not competing with anybody. I'm going as much as I'm trying to go in harmony with life as much as I can, and learn so that I don't keep repeating the same things or same mistakes. And you know, your subconscious mind will reflect back to you the same exact thing until you change the pattern. We are people of pattern. We're patterning every day. Change the pattern and the outcome will change. But every time I left music, I come back to it, and that's how I know that's what I'm supposed to be doing, right? Every time I put the pen down and I'm not writing anymore, I come back to it, and that's how I know that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So I was running from the goal, running from my vision, because I didn't feel like I was adequate enough, right? And people would tell me, man, you know, you're beautiful, you should be a model, you should do this. And I appreciate those things. But it's not about how you see me. It's about how I see myself. And one thing that'll mess us up is comparing our lives to others, especially on social media, right? Because I know a lot of times I take 20 selfies before I put the one out there that I think looks alright. But before that, I might have had 15 that look really janky, right? And that's social media. It looks good. But how many filters do you have on it? How many times did you have to take that selfie? You know, how many raggedy ones before that? We don't see that part. It's like when people think you're overnight success, you don't see the work that I'm putting in. You don't see the stress that people are going through. It wasn't overnight. I may have gotten to that point and then blew up from there, but from here to here, boy, that was rough for a lot of people. So it's rare that you have an overnight success. Why I started producing my own music. I started producing my own music because in college I was, you know, people knew I rap. People knew I was an MC. And this one guy made beats. And I asked him one day for a beat. And I was like, yo, let me get one of them beats. I could rap over, blah, blah, blah. He was like, well, what you gonna do for it? And I'm like, what, you want some money? And he was like, nah, what you gonna do for it? And from that point, I kind of got a taste of how certain women are treated in this industry. And that was a turnoff as well, right? And then, you know, you didn't really have too many female producers, so I didn't really see too many females that were, you know, producing their own music and recording their own music and mixing their own music. And so I got discouraged. I stopped, right? And then one day I'm just like, yo, I'm going to get a laptop. I downloaded Fruity Loops at the time. It wasn't even FL Studio, it was Fruity Loops. And I started learning and teaching myself how to make beats. I would never depend on not just a man, but anybody else to help me get to where I have to go. If you want to join my journey, cool. If we can bounce off of each other, cool. If we can hold each other accountable, that's cool. But I'm not solely dependent on you to get me to where I need to be. That's my job. And my job is to see the end goal, dwell in that end goal, and know that the universe is moving mountains to bring that to me. And it wasn't until now, like I'm 30, and I decided, hey, let me jump back into this. The way the internet is set up and everything like that, I can really do this all from the comfort of my home. I don't even have to go out and network anymore. I can learn how to use the MPC. by tutorials online. I could become a bomb ass producer and I don't have to rely on anybody. And I can get up every day and I can create and know that I'm running my own race. When you know that you're running your own race and that you're not competing with anybody, I think that will keep you in the race. So you don't have to keep starting over because you're not trying to keep up with anybody. As long as you're progressing and you have goals and you're reaching those goals and you see the progress and it's going to motivate you to keep going. Why I decided to, I have my notes I'm reading. I decided to start a podcast because I felt a lot of people in the spiritual community are not as genuine, and there is more so to make money than it is to really teach and share stories about their manifestations and their spiritual goals. And I'm not saying that's everybody, because you want millions of people to come look at your videos and stuff like that. Cool. I want people to grow. I want, if you need a spark of motivation, come to the page. You know what I mean? Come talk to me. But just know I'm on a journey too. And you should always be on the journey to mastery. And you should never stop. Because when you stop growing, I know it's a little cliche as you die. Your energy is stagnant and you're not moving. You think that's all there is to life, and like a lot of times you should be reaching for more and more and more. So I didn't really want to I didn't really want to do too much or say too much, just a little motivation and just to let people know, start where you are. Run your own race. Don't worry about opinions, and keep those people out your circle that they always have something negative to say or tell you can't do that, or they have limiting beliefs, because that will keep you stagnant as well. But peace and prosperity to everybody. And you know how we do. Just keep going. Create, be great, and stay safe.